Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. Behind, I have Ruru the Guru, also known as Ruby Ruru the Wonder Rooster. He's going to help hold space for us tonight as we talk about is evil coming and what in the world is going on. And that's, wow, my breath is being taken away. That's kind of interesting. That is really what I want to talk about here tonight is what in the world is going on. And as the mirror says, objects in the mirror may be different than they appear to be. And that's where we get to understand that what's going on right now in the world is an energetic game. It's not about what we are really seeing, if this person is doing that, this person is mutinying here, this person is being impeached, there, all of this stuff that's going on, all of this story is not what's really going on. And it's not about, and we might get there a little bit later, shadow government or shadow governments or this or that or the other thing, reptilians. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about the energy. So let's take it from the basics. First, we get to understand that fear is an energy. And people use it. People use it against us. Heck, if you go on to the news, no matter what your opinion is, it's the wild thing about the news today. It's the wild, wild west. Whether you feel something is right or wrong, you'll find a story that says that. Whether you think we're going to succeed or not, whatever that means, you'll find that. Whether you think that something is a certain way, and then someone says it is tweet, but it isn't, and hits you with this healthy, not so healthy dose of fear, you'll find that as well. Fear sells, or in the news, if it bleeds, it leads, is how news is marketed on the inside. If it bleeds, it leads. So what this means is that even if there were positive news out there, even if there were uplifting stories, even if this whole world was going to become some kumbaya, beautiful, loving each other, tree hugging in a beautiful way world, you'd never hear about it. Why? Well, not just if it bleeds, it leads, but let's take it to another level. Fear leads to disempowerment. Fear leads to disempowerment. What does that mean? Well, disempowerment is exactly what almost any government wants. In order to rule over, in order to be to lord over, in order to control a society, you want to keep people in a state of fear. How do we do that? Give them an enemy. Give them something to worry about. Give them a crisis. And you can control them so incredibly easily. Yeah, my head is saying things like Iraq war and there were no weapons of mass destruction. But once a building comes down out of fear, you can get a population to do almost anything. And that's what's exactly what is desired during this time. My friends, it is a dark time. No, scratch that. You're told it's a dark time. It's actually a time of incredible light, of incredible love, of the light growing brighter and brighter and brighter still, though it does not appear to be. So, spoiler alert, is there evil taking over the world? No, that's just how it appears to be so that the old guard can stay in control. But the old guard day is done. They're out of here. You don't have to fight them to get them out of here. You don't have to kick them out to get them out of here. You certainly don't have to brandish weapons to get them out of here. All you do is, actually, baby Hana goes, it's too cool. And she goes, and she goes, she's in her power place. Every child knows what it's like to be in a power place. And every child came here to Earth not going, oh my God, it's over, but going, isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? Forget about the news. Forget about your Facebook, your this, your that. Whatever you're ingesting is simply a means of control to keep you under someone else's thumb, to keep you in a system that is broken and not just falling apart at the seams. It's going, or like the submarine that everybody is following recently. I get it. I understand. It's imploding. It's all being squeezed inward so that something else has space to grow. Nothing is as it appears to be. So let's take this to a next level. Now, I have a different definition of the word evil than most. And this was fascinating to me because this came out of my automatic writing, and certainly do automatic writing 101. I highly recommend that. And I teach this. I take this to a whole new level in our School of Mystics. And I'll let everybody in the chat explain why maybe it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'll let them do that. Evil, and I got this out of my automatic writing. Have you ever tried spelling evil backwards? Evil spelled backwards means to live, or simply the word live. And there's an important reason for this. For living backwards means living away from God or living away from spirit. Let me repeat that. Evil, spelt backwards, is live, or to live, or live, or alive. And living backwards, that's the word evil, actually means being away from God or away from spirit. Now, and I don't believe in a bearded white guy up in the sky. Nothing could be further from the truth to me. But it means living away from what is true, what is real, who and what we truly are, why we came here, what we come from, what we're connected to, what we will return to, all of it. Evil is forgetting all of that. So it is not possible, physically not possible, for evil to be spreading over the planet. Just can't happen. Even though yesterday we're seeing tanks rolling down the road toward Moscow, and there is incredibly horrific. I didn't say there's no horrific stuff taking place. I just said evil ain't real. There's horrific stuff going on right now. Why? Because at worst, there is a dark cloak of amnesia right now. And that dark cloak has us forgetting who and what we truly are. We are a divine, all-powerful species. All-powerful. I wish you could see Hannah Bear at her finest. She's running around. She's got this necklace on. She's topless. She's like, she's just like Maui child, Maui at its finest, or watch Moana. She is the Maui. Oh my God, does that girl have power to her? So do you. That's your essence. That's who and what you are. We are a divine, all-powerful species. We're divine, all-powerful beings. We're not just human beings. We are energetic beings having an energetic experience disguised as human beings. Why did we come into this world in disguise? Well, we came in disguise, forgetting who and what we are, so we can experience all of it, even or especially the muck and the mire. And so we can rise above it. Understand, the best way to love somebody is to almost have them taken away. The best way to find peace is to be put in a chaotic situation. And so, at this time of guns and chaos and impeachments and arraignments and trials and famine and fire and incredible oppressive heat, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. It's not done to show us how much we've come to the end of the road. That'd be easy to do, just have a sign saying the end of the road. It's done so that we can truly remember who and what we truly are. Not so that we can stop evil. We've all heard the line, what you resist persists. And I like going back to Mother Mary. No, she'd be great to go to too. Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa used to say, if you have an anti-war rally or protest, if you have an anti-war protest, count me out. If you have a pro-peace rally, let me know, I'll be there. And I did just the same thing. I participated in one thing, and that was a pro-peace rally. Because what you fight against, you give power to. So you see someone in the news that you don't like, and you go, oh my God, that person, oh my God, that person, oh my God, that person. What are you really saying? I give you fuel. I give you fuel. I give you fuel. That's not how you stop something. That's not how you round a bend. We'll get to more of that in a bit. And we're going to do a beautiful world peace meditation at the very end so that we can help shift the vibration of this planet. Can we really do that as individuals? Yes. Guess what? We all matter. We all matter tremendously. So how do we stop this evil, which is really amnesia? Or how do we rise above the noise? Well, let's go back to basics. Evil is a lack of love. We can call it the same thing. It's a lack of love, a lack of God, and that does not stand a chance when we remember who we are. It doesn't stand a chance when we bring it back to love. This is so important that it bears repeating. Evil doesn't stand a chance when you remember that we are all one, that we come from love, that we are love. We couldn't be anything other than love, and we are all together as one in love. This is such an important statement. It bears repeating. You and I were actually not separate. I know it seems kind of weird, and you're looking at this, I don't know, funny, scruffy guy with yellow glasses on, and you're going, really? We're the same? Well, physically, we come from the same mother, Mother Earth, and all of our atoms share the same mother beyond Earth. Every single one of our atoms, your atoms, my atoms, all of our atoms came from the sun. And we can go back and trace it further and further and further, all from the same sun. We are all made of the same stuff. We are all physically one. In fact, if you go to quantum mechanics, you won't be able to find separation between you and me. Let's go to spirituality for a minute. Going along that quantum field way of looking at things. Spiritually, we are all part of the same energetic body, the same energetic field, the same energetic wave turned into particle. From a quantum level, you and I are one. Here's where it gets interesting or exciting. The same goes for the people we disagree with as well. No matter how much you say, yeah, but that's you, that's not me, I am separate, I am different. Not happening. Can't happen. Physically impossible to happen. Sort of like Carl Sagan when I think it was Voyager 1, not sure if it was Voyager 2. I believe it was Voyager 1 got to the end of the solar system, then declared end of solar system out past Pluto, and looked back at the Earth and snapped a photo and sent it back to the Earth. And the Earth was one blue dot. Not a red, not a blue, not a Russian, not a Ukrainian, not American, not a Chinese, not an anything. It was one blue dot. That is who and what we are. Now, it gets, if you made it this far, it gets even more interesting. The plot thickens. You and I, as a general rule, we have an addiction problem. I know the addiction isn't what we drink. Well, maybe I'll have another sip of water. It's not what we drink. It's not what we think. It's not what we say. It's not what we do. The addiction is not what it appears to be. You can actually say the addiction is twofold. It's part of the design, part of the matrix, part of the fabric of humanity. We came in here trained into and entrained into this addiction as a part or a measure or a piece of the control mechanism that keeps us down, not as in we're victims. By the end of tonight's talk, you should not be a victim anymore. You never should be a victim anymore. In fact, if you're a victim anymore, no. If you're a victim, watch this show again. So we should really name this Victimhood No More. It's all part of the design, part of the matrix, part of the fabric of humanity, this addiction, until we choose otherwise. And both parts of the addiction are desired by the powers that be, for they're the perfect tools of disempowerment. It makes it so much easier to control us. First part, as we talked about, is the addiction to fear. And that's easy to see. We're almost all addicted to fear at some level. Addicted to fear? Yes. We look at it. We gravitate toward it. We focus on it. We love it. Go take a roller coaster. We love fear. We watch the news. Oh my God, do you see anything positive in the news? Fear, 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 fear. Why? We're drawn to fear like a moth to the flame. We're completely and totally addicted to it. Look at what happened. Oh my God, look at what might happen. I don't know what might happen. Let me think until I can find something really bad to dwell on. Okay, got it. Bing. Okay, now I can't sleep, but I feel good because I found my fear. We're addicted to fear. Why? Well, it takes us away from the light. It takes us away from our power, which means we don't have to do anything about it. We can just kick back, eat our bonbons. I just figured out maybe what bonbons are, but it means when we're fully disempowered, we don't take action. We don't have to do anything. Fear disempowers us. It gives away the keys to the car. And remember, live or life basically in reverse, and this takes you away from truly reliving. Fear takes you away from truly living. That's the evil world again. Flip it in reverse, you're alive, live. Flip it back, evil. To stay in a place of fear is a state of evil. It is a state where you are not living. Now, I've gone to Catholic nursery school, Catholic nursery school, Catholic high school, Unitarian junior high, Hebrew school thrown in, peppered in there in between. But what are the things that we've all been taught? We've all been taught that we were born in original sin. But we're not living in sin. At the end of the day, we're energetic beings. We can go home. We've done no wrong. We will get to the other side of the veil and everything's perfect. If we were to say something is sin, it's simply that we've forgotten who and what we are. And that's where the biggest challenges in this world take place. But it's a learning. This is a world where really we can make no mistakes. And it's so wild because we are taught to beat on ourselves, to pick on ourselves, to tear ourselves apart, to chastise ourselves, to harangue ourselves, to literally hang ourselves because of the sins, because of the things we've done wrong. But it's just a learning experience. It's a place to learn. It's a place to grow. And spoiler alert, it's a place to love. If we want to get past the evil, we can learn at a much higher level. How? By reconnecting, by letting go of the addiction, by letting go of the fear as best as we can. I've got a pulse. How about you? And in a bit, I will help you with just that, actually, to get back to a state of love. That's where we're going to go with all of this. You watch the guys tromping down the road with their AK-47s or whatever is the scariest thing that they've got. Oh, I guess in the news tonight, they talked about, well, did he steal some nuclear weapons first? Fear, 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 fear. Spoiler alert, too. Love, 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 love. We'll get back to that. Now, the second addiction. Second addiction. This one is fascinating to me. This one is really cool. So I'm a geek. I admit it. Geek, nerd, call me what you will. I love it. It's who and what I am. Hannah Bear, she's gravitating to books right now. 13 and a half months old. She wakes up, she wants to read a book. She goes to bed, she wants to read a book. It's too cool. Look, because it's all a balance. All a balance. And she just wants to take in all this beautiful information. So I was reading a brilliant piece in Psychology Today about just this topic last night, about the second addiction. Nearly all of us, is addicted to anger. Addicted to anger. Yes, when we get angry, we get a double rush of what feels like goodness. First off, when you get angry, like the Incredible Hulk, that energy gives us, it's okay, Rue. He's very sensitive to my energy. We're just playing here, I promise you. You may need to go to bed in a minute. Do you want to come this way, good boy? Do you want to come here? Do you want to come here for me? Hold on a second. Oh, do you want to say hi to everybody? I know, we're talking about fear. We're talking about anger, but it's all good. I promise you. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's all good. So do you want to bed? Let's see what the time is. It's early for you to go to bed. Are you okay? Do you want to go to bed? Are you okay here for a few more minutes? What would you like? You sound like you want to go to bed. So I'm going to try putting you back on your perch for a minute. And if you need, then let's get you right to bed. How does that sound good? Does that sound good? I hold you in the chair, but I get a little bit too energized. I know. Well, that's your tired sound. I think I'm going to have Rue say goodnight to everybody now. Oh, yeah. Rue's got to go to bed. So hold on while I get Rue to bed, and then we will continue this hopefully beautiful and hopeful conversation. So do you want to say goodnight to everybody? Oh, okay. Be right back. I know. Rue is very energetically sensitive. And so this topic clearly has a little bit too much energy for him. And so he's going, it's time for me to get to bed. So let's see if I can do this without this on. All right. Ground in. When we get angry, we get a double rush of goodness. First, adrenaline, like that Incredible Hulk, gives us energy. And then that anger, that righteous indignation puts us in the place of the victim. You become the victim when you get angry. Why? Well, to be angry, we must feel like somebody's harmed us. And if somebody's harmed us, we must be able to take action. And so anger gives us a rush of chemicals that literally, scientifically has been proven to numb pain, to numb any pain and make us feel much better. Quite literally, you feel better if you're angry. Isn't that crazy? You get energy for being angry. And then you feel better by being angry. So wouldn't we want to be angry all of the time? Literally, we're given strength, we're given power, we feel better when we get angry. When we put ourselves in the role of the victim of poor me, woe is me, we get fired up. The trick is to stay angry, we must stay the victim. So even if we feel righteous indignation, which isn't healthy at all, it requires us to disable ourselves rather than enable ourselves, to disable ourselves to keep us disempowered, to allow us to keep feeling angry. In other words, to be able to keep drinking from the fountain of anger, we have to take away all of our power. In order to keep having the fuel, in order to feed the monster, we have to disempower ourselves. So when we see evil in the world, what we're really seeing is an addiction to the power of disempowerment. Or you could say to the drug of disempowerment. It's like we're being hooked up to an IV of anger, of darkness, of disempowerment. An addiction gives our power away. An addiction lets ourselves get angry. And then we feed off of that fear and angry. And we let go of being alive, or we let go of life, or we let go of a life. In other words, that's the evil. When we go to fear, when we go to anger, we are giving it to evil. That's the feeling of separation. The feeling of separation is our addiction to fear. It is our addiction to grrr. Yes, there's a time and a place for everything, but this is an addiction. And we almost all have it. The great news is Yes, for just $19.95. No. Great news is it's free. There is a cure. There's a cure to evil, a cure to darkness, and a cure to just about every single one of the ills on this planet, perceived or real. We can bring it back to love. And now I'm not just talking the warm and fuzzy love, although actually that's incredibly powerful. But what I'm talking about is love is the ultimate antidote to anger. Love is the ultimate antidote to fear. And it's a wave of love, this wave of love coming across this planet that will stop every evil or feeling of separation or addiction in its tracks. The tanks don't fire if the soldiers feel love. The politicians don't disempower us if they feel love. We don't disempower ourselves if we feel love. If you want to go down the dark road or conspiracies, black ops don't happen. False flags don't happen. And the ooga booga, ooga booga, say that 10 times fast. The ooga booga bad stuff doesn't happen if we feel love. And for just $19.95, we take a powerful action. That's the key. Everything in this world is a two-step dance. As above, so below, as without, so within. It's in the Bible, it's in Hermeticism, it goes on and on and on. And if you're into angel numbers, it is 222 or 2222. Meaning we must, absolutely, M-U-S-T, we must at this time, bar none, you must do this. Become a broadcaster of love, not fear, not anger, not victimhood, because you're not right and I'm not wrong. It's all about the love. Thank you, Amanda Simpson. I am feeling the love. And it's certainly not about punishment. That was one of the most brilliant things that Dr. Stephen Greer mentioned a few weeks ago with the Disclosure Project, is he wants to go and, oh my God, Brenda, oh my God, 111. Thank you, everybody, for your kind donations. Brenda, you just blew the doors off of me. No, that's love. That's love. That's love. And actually, it's not even about the dollar amount. So I want everybody to understand. And it's never about that. But Brenda, I feel your love. I love you. I love you. I love you. Dr. Stephen Greer, he said, what we need right now to help people come forward to help shift the planet is we need an amnesty program for anyone, period, bar none, no matter what they've done, if they're willing to come forward. In other words, if they're willing to come into the light, if they're willing to be part of the love. That's what we need for this world, not a punishment of anyone for anything. Remember, we're all one. If you punish someone else, guess what? You're doing it to yourself. If you take out their eye, you're taking out your own. And if you break their heart, what do you think you're doing to yours? We can go back to World War I, World War II. We can go back to any war. And look what happens, like Germany. If you punish a people, hello, it's coming back. Oh my God, Movie Mondays. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How does it get any better than this? I'm feeling the love. It's never about punishment. It's always about forgiveness. It's always about a total amnesty for anyone and anything, but to bring it back to love. This is the highest level answer, and really the only level answer available to us. For in the history of histories, nobody can ever, 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 ever show me anything like a war for peace. Doesn't exist. A punishment for peace doesn't exist. A time when anyone was punished, shamed, hurt in any way that has ever turned into anything good. On the other hand, bringing it to love has done incredible goodness, incredible, beautiful, amazing goodness. This is what I teach, or part of what I teach in the School of Mystics. Maybe I'm making everybody addicted to love, or how to be a love machine. But it's about how do you heal yourself with love? How do you heal others with love? How do you heal your family with love? How do you heal the world with love? How do you be love? How do you do love? How do you once again have love coursing through your veins? Why? Well, this has been walled off from us. I can hear baby Hannah. She's still awake. Hopefully I'm not being too loud. But as a child, unless you grew up in really horrific circumstances, and I know many of you did. But we came from that beautiful, well, we all did on the other side, perfect state of love until we were wounded enough, and we all have been, that we wall ourselves off from love. That's the evil. However, we all have the ability to feel it again, and we all have the ability to broadcast love to the world. So you see a tank or you see a coup, you broadcast love. You see an impeachment or you see an indictment, you broadcast love. You see a Supreme Court ruling that doesn't go the way that you hoped it would, you broadcast love. You see a people downtrodden, you broadcast love. You see a people starving or being starved or a famine or taken advantage of, and you send love. Or you see someone in need or in pain, and you broadcast love with everything you've got. Of course, then you help them, or then you feed them, or then you clothe them with everything you've got. Now, what if you see something that, forgive me, could piss you off? Or if you see someone that can put you back into that state of state of anger, don't go to anger. Remember, we are all one. Send love, send love, send love. This is not an easy teaching. This is not an easy teaching. You could walk right outside your door and have somebody with the different color, or the different banner, or the different flag, or a protest, or an anti-protest, or who knows what. You could finish this, and the next suggested video could be on about God only knows what atrocity. And you still get to send love. Heck, I saw a video last night. We're working with Hannah Bear on toothbrushing. She loved it at first, and now she doesn't want to do it. And I'm convinced we're getting back there. We did some fun meddling tonight, and I'm convinced we're making this fun and happy, and she is going to love it. I'm convinced of it. But there were multiple videos, and one by a dentist that works with kids, where they showed the kids the babies being pinned down, bawling, crying, wailing. And the dentists are laughing. The dentists are their parents. The parents are laughing while forcing the kid to take a toothbrush. My heart wants to just scream, and I just want to go, love. The answer is still love. Period, period, period. There is no exception. Yeah, but this person caused that. This person caused the other. There was a gentleman years ago who, in my earlier days, I'd been very upset with on the bicycle. And then maybe, I don't know if it was a year later or so, I was in a informal Wednesday evening bike race in the sprint. And I start to come around him, and he loses control of his bike and hits me. And I go flying and break a collarbone. A few months later, I see him at a Chipotle. I'm working on my master's degrees, and I'm at Chipotle in between classes. And the guy's like, like worried, what's this guy going to do? You know, I in a sense, inadvertently broke his collarbone, caused him to crash. I don't know if I used the words, I love you, but I probably used something pretty similar. I brought it back to love. That's where the answer lies. Now, we've been taught, we've been told, love is light, love is fluffy, love is soft. It won't do any good. You were taught that to disempower you, to keep you under someone else's control. Love, true love, the power of love. The Archangel Michael with a sword, love, not a sword to chomp you apart, but a sword to chomp through the bullshit. That love is the most powerful tool in the world, the most powerful weapon, I'll put that in quotes, against the darkness. And that is such a strange statement for a lover like me to say. But it is the love that will change everything. And yes, we're going to be doing a loving world peace group intention setting meditation at the end. at the end tonight, just a little bit. We'll take a Q&A first. But it is this simple. Every single thing that you do or do not do, or more specifically, anything you don't like, anything that upsets you, anything that pisses you off, anything or anyone that drives you mad, anyone that you get really, really upset with, anyone that doesn't share the same policies, beliefs, votes, this, that, or the other thing at you, or with you, or whatever you. Highest level teaching there is. Send them love. Not like, I love you, take it. No. Bear hug them with love. I guess my favorite non-Inspire Nation shirt, actually first would be Ruru shirts, and then it'd be Grogu. But after that, I have a giant bear on a shirt, and it just has one word on it, hug. I got a second one of that shirt recently in a slightly different color. Got it when Hannah Bear was in for surgery, and Jessica stole it from me. Or I more or less gifted to her when she wore it the first time. So we're walking around with bear hugs on our shirt. That's what this place is all about. Bring love, send love, feel love. 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 I don't know how to send someone love. Go to a moment in your life when you felt incredible love. Go to a moment in your life. There we go. Isn't that interesting? Oh, changes live to love. Oh, changes life to love, live to love. Go to an amazing moment in your life. And almost all of us have at least one amazing moment. Feel it in your heart. Anchor it in. And forgive me, I know it's going to sound ridiculous, but like a Care Bear stare, and I know you think I'm nuts at this point. Man, he went off the deep end with this one. I do want you to Care Bear stare. With everything you've got, drop your shields, feel the love, send that love out with every single bit of your beingness, everything you've got. But there is darkness, there is confusion, there is separation, what we call evil in the world. And the antidote is really quite simple. That Care Bear stare or sending love. Now, the last point I have, and I'm going to chuckle about that because whenever I say last point, it tends to be the last point. But the last point I have is why now? Why at this time? And we can go to the news and it is forgive me, it's a holy shit moment out there. It's a poop storm. It's craziness by design, not by accident, and not because the poop is hitting the fan. Or I guess it is because the poop is hitting fan, but it's hitting the fan for a reason. And yes, the fan will eventually smell like roses because humanity is on an upper path. Humanity is spiraling upwards. And at the same time, it's a very delicate moment and a very delicate dance. So whether we say that's with the ETs, or we say it's with the environment, or with politics, or with weapons, or with economics, or with anything, education, all of it, health, worldwide diseases, pandemics, any of it. It seems like all systems are falling apart all around us. It feels like all systems are falling apart all around us. Why? Well, they are. All systems are falling apart because all systems were built with anger and fear. None of that is sustainable. All of it is crumbling to make room for more love. As our hearts are expanding, sort of like a Me Too movement, as our hearts are expanding and we're learning a new way to treat each other, a new way of civility, a new way to live as one, those old systems don't stand a fighting chance. None of them do. And they fall apart. And that last gasp can be rather painful. Or you turn on the news, it can be rather freaky tiki. It's all crumbling, though, and not a moment too soon to help us to ascend. Now, I know the answer to this one, but humanity does have a choice. And it's not a fear-based choice of studying one history and saying, he said, she said, we must do this out of righteous indignation. We cannot forget what happened in the past. Please forget what happened in the past. Please. This is a kid. Yes, I grew up in Catholic school and Hebrew school, and I was taught and indoctrinated. from age 5, I can remember my first Holocaust books. If you don't remember what took place in the past, you're destined to repeat it. All that does on some level is breeds more fear, more anger, more disillusionment. So it's not that we ignore what happened. What we do is say, look, what we can do moving forward is to get and stay in this most amazing place of love. So humanity has a choice right now for her survival, for her ascendance, to means to spiral up, because the time has come. With our weapons, with our connections, with this one small blue dot, we can't stay at this level of existence anymore. We'll literally blow ourselves apart. I don't say that out of fear, but because there's so much energy out there that we transform this back into love. What an alchemical process. We turn it from lead to gold. We turn it from fear to love. And guess what, man? Woman, a beautiful, loving soul that you are, words just don't do a good job here. Guess what? We've got enough energy to take this game to a whole new level. We get to choose ascendance. We get to choose true power. We get to choose to remember who and what we truly are. We get to choose love. And when we choose love, and enough of us, this is the key. This is the fun part. This is why I have the School of Mystics. This is why I'm so glad you came and joined me here tonight. When we choose love, and we bring enough of us together to choose love at the same time. I call this, this is why I train, we could say love warriors. Open-hearted warriors is what I call you. Excuse me, meaning you've dropped your shield and you're allowing yourself to lean forward with love. Once you choose love and others choose love, the entire beingness of humanity changes, lifts up in a sense. What does that mean? The beingness of humanity changes. Meaning, if you picture a human being, each one of us is a cell, and I choose love and you choose love, and the person next to you chooses love, and next person next to you, person next to you, and person next to you, and person next to you, all of a sudden it is a wave of love. We've all felt this inside of us, washing through our entire body. That's what can happen here on Earth. That's what can happen to humanity and will happen to humanity. That raises us up to a new level of humanity, to a new world, to a new reality, a new existence, to a truly heaven here on Earth for our highest good and the highest good of all. And certainly, how does it get any better than this? When you choose love, the person next to you chooses love because it is a powerful, positive addiction. And guess what? Love is 10 times, 100 times, maybe 1,000 times more powerful than anger and fear. Then why did we choose anger and fear? Because that's what we were taught. We were taught by our elders. We were taught in school. We were taught through our history. We were taught through everything to take our power away here. Have a healthy dose of anger and fear. Have a nice fear sandwich. Would you like another? And love, oh, that's just too weak. Guess what? Love is where the party's going on. Love is so much more powerful. So you see yourself go to fear. You see yourself go to anger. You finish this and you go, well, I'll just check one thing on YouTube before I go to sleep. And all of a sudden, gah. We've all been there. Maybe much sooner than we dare to admit. It's okay. Send love. Send love, send love, and send love, no matter what. And when you don't feel like sending love, there's an old Zen Cohen. And a Zen Cohen means a teaching tool in the Zen practice, the Zen Buddhist practice, that asks a question that cannot be solved in order really to get you thinking. And they're really cool. Like if one hand claps, what sound does it make? If a tree falls in the forest, did it really make a sound? Or this one, which is, this is a spin-off of it. If you don't have time to meditate, meditate twice as long. And if you don't feel like sending love, send twice as much, because it is the ultimate renewable resource. Nobody has ever sent out so much love. I send love, I send love, I send. Oh man, I'm just too tired to send any more love. I'm tapped out. No, man, that's like the sun going. Bing. You ever seen the sun put sun on you, but not on the next person? other than a cloud maybe, and the cloud passes. It just hasn't happened. The sun illuminates all of us with her love. You can illuminate the entire world with your love. And that, my friend, my brother, my sister, my everything, you, in the most beautiful way. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's what it's all about. The more love you send to everyone and everything, the more you feel the love, the more you exist in the state of love. And ultimately, this is everything I've been teaching and talking about almost since day number one, but I have taken it to a whole new level, as you've seen in the last month or two, is about true freedom, true outer freedom, true inner freedom, true freedom for you, freedom for your kids, freedom from the world. And it ain't going to come from fighting anyone about anything. It's going to come from love. And that to me is a mighty, mighty woo-hoo. And yes, if I've gotten quieter, it doesn't mean I'm less enthusiastic. It means the Hana bear has finally gone to sleep. So let's take some questions. And before I do that, we have a beautiful, beautiful, oh my God, beautiful show this coming Thursday from Belinda Womack, who channels the 12. Ironically, since we're mentioning the sun, no, perfectly, since we're mentioning the sun, the 12 archangels of the central sun. And she has some incredibly powerful and important channeled words from the 12 archangels this Thursday. I cannot recommend it enough. And full disclosure, she has become such a dear friend, confidant, and guide in our lives. She is so incredibly plugged in. And I call her, between you and me, Auntie Belinda for Hana Bear. She is just such, to me, an angel here on earth. So I cannot recommend enough catching Belinda Womack this Thursday out of love. All right. So let's go to some questions, and I'm sure there are going to be some interesting ones tonight, and that's okay. That's perfect. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And thank you, Aya, for helping run things. Thank you, Anne, for helping run things. Thank you, Bobik, for helping run things. Thank you to all members of the Dream Team, and thank you. All right. Let me get a sip of water here. Oh, and thank you to everyone in the School of Mystics. So I've got so many mystic members here, mystics in training, above mystics, beyond mystics, just open-hearted warrior mystics of love here in the chat as well. And I love you guys so, 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 so much. Stardust, fascinating question. If nothing is as it appears to be, then how do we know what is the truth or what is really going on? And how can we feel more empowered and less like slaves of the system? Stardust, it's all about the energy. So what do I mean by that? Oh, do you want to go there? Yeah, I'll go there. Are we slaves? Yeah. Are we disempowered? Yeah. Do we have challenges? Yeah. Are we born into a system? Yeah. Does it take our power away? Yeah. Are we truly free to make choices the way we want to? No. Are we stuck in a box? Yes. Are there dark, misled powers trying to do untoward things to us? Yeah. And it's okay. We still send love. So we don't need to know. It's sort of like trying to understand today, June 26, 2023. It's trying to understand what just happened, what in the world just happened in Russia. And if you know the exact answer to that, I'd like to know. Well, no, actually, I don't need to know because we can bring it all back to love. But just as like the situation in Russia right now, it's impossible to know at the end of the day what is the truth. Guess what? It's impossible to know what is the truth about anything on a physical plane because it's all story. What's true to you is not true to another. Heck, you can have two people in an accident be 100% perfectly right that it was the other person's, quote, fault. How is that even possible? That's just part of the game of the physical reality. So we don't worry about A, what we can't control, and B, whether the system is set up or rigged against us. I promise you, the system is set up and rigged against you until you go to the energetic state, and then you find that the system was actually set up and rigged for you, Stardust. The system is rigged for you. The things that seem to disempower you are here to help you, to set you free, to help you rise above. So we don't worry at the end of the night, how am I going to figure out what's really the answer? There is no real answer except the one in here. Yeah, but why did they bring me here as a no? They didn't bring you here as a slave. They didn't make you a slave. You on the other side of the veil said, I want to go to this incredible rock and amazing place called Earth, where they've got a whole bunch of challenges, but they're incredible, beautiful species, beautiful beings. I want to hang at that party no matter what the challenges are. Heck, a party that maybe it gets crashed by the authorities, maybe is even more interesting. We chose to come here for this party. Not so that it's easy, but so we can learn, so we can grow, and we can ascend. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I do send love, Stardust, for the beautiful, beautiful question. Colleen, a blinding light comes through my window just as I fall asleep over the past few weeks. Drone, how do I end this in spirit strength? A blinding light comes through my window. So it could be. I always like to look at the symbolism behind it, Colleen. So today, or starting last night, and I don't pretend to have the answer yet, our Alexa, which plays music predominantly to have both Rue happy and Anna Bear happy. And she is a huge Casey and the Sunshine Band fan. Oh my God, does she just start going like this and clapping when they come on? Has switched to, if I get this right, air conditioner on a moving train music or white noise. You hear an air conditioner with katuk, 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 katuk as they're tracking. And I'm like, does that mean that we're supposed to leave town, that the train is going out of town, that the train needs to stay cool? I got to bring this to my automatic writing because it's happened 5 times in the last 24 hours. I try to look for the symbolism of things. So when I see a blinding light, I don't think badness, Colleen. I think goodness. I think greatness. I think downloads. I think love. So certainly, Colleen, you can go into your automatic writing. You can go into a dream state at the end of the day as well and ask, what is this light? Or more importantly, Colleen, what does this light mean to me? That's what's most important. And we can go there in the spiritual plane and ask, what does this mean to me? And Spirit, give me the answer. Spirit, help me to understand. Thank you, Spirit, for giving me the answer, even in advance. And you will get the answer. Blinding light to me always has a spiritual significance. So I would look for that. Lady Di, how do we get rid of our addiction? I would love to get rid of my fear. It's gotten worse since COVID. So, Lady Di, let's talk brass tacks. A year and a half ago, I was hit by a car while on my bicycle. And I don't talk about this much. And I was thinking about this earlier today about the stigma of this. I got knocked unconscious. When I came to, I was actually in a state of love and a state of prayer. It was pretty cool. You know, not really cool because I had a whole bunch of broken bones and because it put Jessica in a state of fear and may have been the necessary step that actually helped lead to us losing one of our twins. And obviously, I would do anything to have our twin Miraku back along with Hana Bear. Hana Bear is a twin. And that all went off the rails after I was hospitalized for getting hit by a car. Now, I don't want to identify it as something, but my brain was different, and I'm still working through this, was different since then. And it is, Lady Di, it is very easy to get me into a state of fear since then. It's very easy, I'm admitting it, it's very easy, Lady Di, to get me into a state of fear. It is not very easy to keep me in the state of fear. I may get another fear and another fear and another fear, but I will keep bringing it back to light and bringing it back to light and bringing it back to the light. I keep exposing it to the light. And guess what? While on some levels, I'm much shorter than I ever was then. And thank God Jessica has hung in there with me through this time. And I don't think I spoke like this before that event happened. I speak a little differently, not bad. And even sharing this with you, there's always a fear of rejection, of humiliation, of embarrassment, because when you see a physical injury, that's easy to commiserate with somebody. When it's a mental issue or a brain issue, people don't see it and they say, toughen up. So I have had, and my team will attest to it. I believe I'm an even more loving soul, actually immensely more so since then. Um, but I can not snap, but have an inability to get a thought out. So I need to pause and wait. You can't think. Very easy for me to get overwhelmed and to go into a state of fear. But Lady Di, the positive changes that have come out of it, the amount of love inside of me and for me that have come out of this, the amount of my ability to have the fear, not be addicted to the fear, big difference, have the fear and transcend the fear to live from this beautiful, credible, wonderful, amazing state of love means that fear has only been here to serve me. So, Lady Di, you catch yourself in a state of fear. Go to love, bring it to love. Say ho'oponopono. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. Bring it back to love in whatever way, shape, or form. And then don't pick on yourself for being in a state of fear. The addiction doesn't end by railing on ourselves for the addiction. The addiction ends when you recognize that there is another way. In other words, if I was to say, I am my TBI, my traumatic brain injury, or I'm going to stay in an injury for life. If I say, hi, I'm Michael, I'm an addict to fear, I'm going to stay addicted to fear for life. If I say, Lady Di, well, that's who and what I used to be. That's what happened then. And I'm choosing something else now. Holy smokes, do you become powerful, Lady Di? Holy smokes, holy smokes, holy smokes. Crazy, amazing, incredible. That's where I want you to play. And so the fear will come up, but we'll be conscious of it. We will recognize it, Lady Di, and then we'll choose something else. And we go back to fear and we choose something else. We go back to fear, we choose something else. And guess what? We started choosing something else more and more and more until our heart goes, and you don't say the old, George Bush, what was it, Iraq War or something, bring your Gulf War, whatever, bring it on. But when you go to fear, you realize it's just helping you go to an even higher state of love. Brilliant question, Lady Di, and I truly send all my love your way. Diane Graham, please help me to understand, and I'm so, so sorry because I read several sentences ahead. I'm so, so sorry, Diane. Please help me to understand what I am supposed to learn from the unnecessary death of my husband at the hands of people that took her, at the hands of people that took her off the first do no harm. What am I supposed to learn? And it goes on, Michael, I believe that it's easier said than done. Absolutely. There's people that have suffered hundreds of years at the hands of the same evil. Just read history. Help me understand a lot of people that suffer. Diane, excuse me. I get it. I've seen it. I know it. Heck, my history, you may already know this, is Russian Jew and Ukrainian Jew, either refugee or nearly killed over and over and over again. But we have a choice, Diane. We have a choice to bring it back to love. Now, I am as woo-woo as it gets. Your husband is on the other side of the veil, Diane, cheering you on, coming to you from a state of love, exuding love, beaming love on you, and helping bring you more to a state of love. You know it. You can feel him there, even if you can't communicate with him yet. He is there, and he is cheering you on. So your job, Diane, is not to go, this was unnecessary. And I'm not saying that tragedy is not tragedy and a loss is not a loss. I am never saying, well, get over it. Bullshit. You take, as long as it wants, you take an entire lifetime if that's what you need to heal. And the hole will still always be in your heart. I'm not going to be saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. No, it's real. It's real. And at the same time, lean into your husband. Lean into the love. Lean into that giant bear hug he has or would do around you or has done around you. Lean into that Diane. Know that he is there. Fall back on him and allow him to bring you back into that state of love. Or maybe now, once and for all. It is all here on a, you're an infinite being, on an infinite timeline level, all here to serve us. And I take nothing away from it, but just fall into his arms. Denise Gaudreau. There is quite a bit of news, yes, about natural disasters because of the evil or anger in the world. Does the earth bring about these disasters because of it? Denise, brilliant question. I break from the law of attraction. I think it's very powerful, and I think manifestation is an amazing gift that we get to play with. Although I'd like to say let's play with it at the highest level, not play with it as I want an XYZ widget just because it's cool. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But how about an XYZ widget machine that can give widgets to everybody? Even that even cooler. An XYZ squared widget machine that can give widgets to everyone and heal the earth at the same time. Oh, now we're talking the highest level manifestation you can. All right. So the question is, does what you think about, you bring about, really mean that we're effing up the earth? We're alphing up the earth because of the greed and the haves and the have-nots and the power and the control and all of this stuff until we choose otherwise. If we choose righteous indignation because of what's going on the earth, guess what? That's been done for thousands of years, thousands and thousands of years. Hasn't worked so far. Probably won't work this time around. And Mother Earth is not trying to incite anger or violence on her behalf. And are there disasters because of the anger and violence and all of that? No. Are there disasters because she's helping to wake us up? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Because if we know one thing, Denise, what do we know? When humanity's back's against the wall, we're open, we shift, we change. Heck, one of the things that I do or did, still play with, although not at that distance, marathon running. What do I know about marathon running? Well, the expression is that at mile 20, everybody becomes religious, or you could say everybody becomes spiritual. At mile 20, that's where you hit this giant wall. You've got 6 miles to go, but it might as well be 60,000 because it is so far away and you are so incredibly tired. And you pray and you brag and you grovel and you make arrangements or deals. You make deals with God. If you can only get me that last 6 miles. That's where we're at here on Earth. We've hit mile 20. Things have become really difficult. It feels like we've hit a wall. There are natural disasters and not so natural disasters, and they're real and they're scary and they hurt. And they take our loved ones away. But it's not being done because we had ill will. It's not being done because we are evil or we are bad or because of the anger. It's being done as forgive me, a gift to humanity to help us wake up and choose a higher level. Now, the highest level understanding of this is that those who came here and lived a short life and returned home, where they're getting something out of it as well, and it's for their highest good. So while the tragedy, again, the tragedy is the tragedy, the travesty is the travesty. It is all here as a cosmic setup to help us rise up, to help us ascend, help us get back to a state of love, Denise. And I truly send all my love your way. Amanda. Let's see. Can anger be a way to fight? What it is your guides want you to do? Okay, I've got to understand this. Can anger be a way to fight what it is your guides want you to do? Oh, okay. I think if I'm understanding this right, Amanda, what you're asking is, can you get angry with what your guides want you to do? First off, you have to wonder what are the guides asking you to do. But secondly, oh, the ego is the ego is the devil. What does that mean? The ego believes in separation more than anything else in the world. So if you're being given a higher level task from the guides or from your guides or from your angels, of course the ego is going to fight and not want to do it. Totally get that. The ego will have a hissy fit. Your job, love your ego up with everything you've got. Just start there. Love up your angels, love up your guides, love up your ego, love up. Here's the crazy one, Amanda. You can love up your anger. You can literally love up your anger. Oh, I'm God, I'm so. Oh, I send love. I send love. You'll find this inner turmoil for about a second, and then all of a sudden the anger goes, okay, I give up. I'm out of here. This just doesn't make any sense. I'm just getting loved more and more and more. That's why this world won't be a warring place anymore. If we're all, can you imagine if soldiers came in and everybody said, oh, welcome here, I've cooked food for you. Yeah, but they'll just take advantage. If you love them up as if they're your brother or sister, forget about it. Forget about it. They can't do anything bad to you. They love you too. That's our natural state of being. So, Amanda, I want you to love yourself up on the inside when you get angry with everything you've got. Susan, I've been feeling love so much and so often lately. And then I keep seeing 1023 over and over and over again. 1023. So we've got 10, which is perfection. We've got 2, which is step forward. We've got 3, which is angels, or excuse me, which is creativity. We've got 2 plus 3, which is manifestation, plus 1 is 6. 6 is the number of love. Now, all of a sudden, I'm hearing music going off in the background, and I have absolutely no idea why. So 1023 is a number of love. It's a number of alignment. It's a number of divinity, and it's a number of taking action with a creative solution. So I want you to look into your heart, Susan, and say, what is a creative answer to what I'm being challenged with doing? 2 means step forward into it and know that you are supported, you are loved, and you are being guided. Lisa Buckner, it's been a while. I send all my love your way, Lisa. I see all the repeating numbers daily. Woohoo! I do have a lot of problems. What does the universe want me to do with all these numbers? Well, first off, each number has a different meaning behind it. And if you might already be at our dailywoohoo.com with our newsletter, and I'm deciphering numbers daily for the dates, and you can understand the codex or what the numbers mean. So at least according to the system that I'm getting from the angels, and it doesn't mean other systems are better or worse. It's just what aligns more to your heart. So problems don't go away, even though we get angel numbers, because problems are, oh God, what a cheesy statement. Opportunity in disguise. They're steering, they're guidance, they're gifts. They are opportunities. They're amazing. We don't wish more problems in our lives, but they're not. This brings it full circle here, Lisa. They are not what they appear to be. Never was, never were, never will be, Lisa. So we get numbers like 111. We say, I'm in alignment. I stay the course. We get numbers like 222. And that means that, all right, I get to make a big decision. I get to discern and I get to step forward. I see 333. And wow, let's bring it to creativity. I've got 444. I need to call in the angels. I got 555. We're talking manifestation. I get 666. This is about love. This is about family. I get 777. I am being blessed. And how does it get any better than this? Well, 888 means look for a higher level solution. Let go, surrender, and it will find you. 999, check into your life path. Snow globe it, look at your life and see what you will find. And perfect tens, oh my God, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. 000. All stop, go to peace. Let your numbers and your heart. And you have a beautiful heart, Lisa. I know it keeps going back to fear and back to fear, but you have a beautiful heart, Lisa. Never go to victimhood. Always go right back to love. Lisa P. Do you believe we're all living in illusion? Yes, absolutely. Aren't we all just actors in a play? Yes, absolutely. But let's ask the one more question. So I'll say that a little bit more slowly for people because I'm sounding a little bit like a chipper monkey. Do you believe we are living in illusion? We are living in illusion. This is an illusion. Are we all just actors in a play? Yes, we chose the roles to come here for this performance. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote, the author of the Four Agreements, wrote the most beautiful book on, I think it was called The Actor or The Actors. We are all actors in a play. However, let's ask the next most important question. If this is all an illusion, if this is all something made up for us to play a role, for us to even learn something, if we all came here into this illusion and we all put on blinders or a blindfold or became amnesic, and it was so we could learn something, doesn't that mean that this world doesn't matter? No. No, it actually means it matters more than anything. You get to try out, Lisa, the highest way of living, the highest possible solution, the highest way of being. It all matters because whether it's illusion or real, energy is energy is energy. It can neither be created nor can it be destroyed. It will always be with you. This doesn't mean that if you did something bad here, that it's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. You'll get to learn some lessons. That's called karma, but not in a bad necessarily way. There is no bad. But what it means is everything you learned here, you will take with you. If you played the highest level game, oh my God, does it help you for the next life and the next life and help you on the other side and help you everywhere? So it all matters. And it doesn't just matter to you. If you have the opportunity, Lisa, to help someone else on their journey, on their holodeck, on their illusory world, in their holographic reality, and you can make them smile, you can help them heal, you can help them feel better. Wouldn't that be cool? For everyone here is real. It's not that this is all fake, made up people. It's just that we're energy having an energetic experience disguised as human beings. But we are all still here and we are all still energy and love and light. So the more that you can bring to others based on that, the more of a massive difference you can make, not just in this world, not just in the entire universe, but in the entire being verse, multiverse, every verse, the everything of everywhere through your love. Take a few more questions, and we're going to go into a meditation here. And I've got 3 more. I will see if I can go for all 3 of these questions. And I missed Ling Ling with her very, very kind donation. Thank you so much, Ling Ling. How does it get any better than this? All right. From Radha Gold. Hi. Help for someone in a huge amount of pain and difficult to focus. Tips for folks with illness. Part of me, Radha, says, allow it to be. Don't fight. I mean, certainly we work on our breath, we work on our beingness, but there is no need to fight. Secondly, bring love to your pain. Bring love to your difficulties. This is the greatest not amnesia, aphrodisiac. This is the greatest painkiller in the world. Bring love. And yes, there are all sorts of tools that we can do. And I would throw the kitchen sink at it. EFT tapping, so many different things, emotion code, body code that can help. But I want you to bring love to your pain. I want you to bring love to your body, Radha. I want you to bring love to your illness. I want you to bring love to all of this. Does it mean your illness will absolutely go away? No, we all have our path. Does this mean that all the pain will instantly go away? No. It's sort of like if a car is parked on your foot, unless we can get the car off of your foot, you may feel a lot of pain, but we can still love yourself up, even if the keys to the car have been thrown away. That's the highest level lesson and learning and teaching, Radha, is for you to bring love to you, for you to bring love to your pain, for you to bring love to your fear, and for you to bring love and preferably humor to your lack of focus. And this is... my team knows it. And what's interesting is when I do this, I channel, and it's hopefully beautiful. In my everyday life, well, yesterday was really funny. I went outside and we've all done this before. I just do this often. I went outside to go for a bike ride and I got outside and I said, got everything? Yeah, ready to go. Ah, my cycling gloves. Oh, I had them in my pocket. Ah, I'm going to have to go back inside, but I'm going to wake the baby if I go back inside. I wonder where my gloves can be. And we love ourselves up. It's a humorous world. It's a messy world. It's an ugly world. But in a sense, Radha, even during this, it can still be a beautiful world. And I do send all my love and all my healing thoughts your way. Lots and lots of love, Radha. Two last questions. From Dream Launch Now. Spiritual speaking, will we prevent global tyranny or is it written into our future? Will fighting it help or is it ignoring and sending love? All right. Certainly, we have a choice. Certainly, I want everyone to step forward, but I don't want you to step forward with a weapon unless it's a plowshare. I want us to step forward with love, hand in hand, arm in arm, speaking our truth. Absolutely. Out of love, out of love, out of love. That's how the game is won. So I'm not saying, I just want you to sit. I've known monks who've sat in the cave for years. They're awesome. They can be incredible. Or they can actually have a lot of dysfunction fitting into this world. We get to do the two-step dance or the angel that just keeps coming through and won't let me alone during this time. And I love you. Keep coming through. Please. Thank you. As Sandalphon. Archangel Sandalphon is the angel who is the prophet Elijah. He's one of two archangels that went from this world to the other. We can call it heaven. We can call it, our natural state of being, and went from human to archangel. He still has his feet. If you look up Archangel Sandalphon, you see images. He's the tallest angel because he still has his feet on earth. He's still planted firmly in the earth, even though his head is above the clouds. What does this mean and what is the cosmic message? It means that the time of the mystic in the cave is over. The time of the meditator off by himself or herself is over. The time for us to step forward in love is around us. The time for us to have a contagious virus or a pandemic of love is here. The time for us to speak our truth, not out of anger or righteous indignation, but out of love, even or especially for maybe the global tyranny. How's that? Are you a tyrannist? Are you someone that's been putting me down? Are you someone that's trying to suck my lifeblood and do this and do that and trying to keep me and my kids, I know it sounds strange, from happiness, from joy and slavery? I love you. I just want you to know I love you. I want to give you a hug. I want to let you know you're going to be all right. I want you to know everything is all right. I want you to know we love you. We love you. We love you. That's how we step forward. That's how we open-hearted warrior, shield down, Care Bear stare out. Is this reality? Can we do this? Absolutely. Absolutely, we can do this. Heck, I don't pretend to have a clue what happened in Russia yesterday, nor can my brain actually even grok or try to figure it out. But all I know is there were soldiers marching towards Moscow. They weren't attacking anybody and nobody was attacking them. So the story goes, and I understand it's all story. So the story goes in the process. And yeah, it's hard to equate the tanks necessarily with love, but you get what I'm saying, I hope. Which is we are at a time in humanity where we can change the world without guns. We can change the world without weapons, without fighting, but simply by standing in our power, which is true love. And on the last question of the night from Delphi Radka, is this part of our big plan? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, bleep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. In fact, we're being brought to the brink. We're being brought to our backs, being put in a corner so that we'll say, this is a different way. I can do things differently. My kids, my parents and their parents and their parents and their parents' parents and their parents' didn't know another way. But guess what? We've got the internet, we've got cell phones, we've got connection, we've got technology, we've got heart, we've got openness, we've got that incredible sense of love and of oneness now. 8 billion people, it's hard to get away from them. That this is our big plan, to bring it to love. And the more tyranny, the more black ops, the more fear, the more, oh my God, the more that we're threatened with this could happen or that can happen, the other thing can happen. We don't bring it to fear. We bring it to love. So yes, we are being definitely, I talk about this so often in our School of Mystics. We are being set up. It's all a giant setup. Everything bad that's happened to you in your life, and you kick yourself and you second guess yourself and you wonder about it. And I do the same. Why, if only I, there is no if only. You did this, you said this, you took that step as part of a setup, as part of a big plan to help you to learn, to help you to grow, to help you to ascend. And we're all doing this as part of humanity, as part of the human beingness, the oneness that is you, that is me, that is all of us. We are all doing this to help us to grow, to help us to shift, to help us to ascend. And how does it get any better than this? So we've got graphic design for free was D-Day love. It was needed. Graphic design for free was D-Day. Oh, okay. Forgive me. Graphic design for free was D-Day love. It was needed. Graphic design. If we knew then what we know now, it wasn't needed. It wasn't needed at all. There's a beautiful documentary. No, this is made into a movie of the friendship of, let's see if I can get them. Oh my gosh, the name is escaping me. Runner, marathon, or runner, sprinter, 1936 Olympics. 1936 Olympics, Jesse Owens. There we go. Jesse Owens, an American, Black American, who went over to 1936 Olympics and befriended or was befriended by his competitor, his best competitor from Germany, and who he beat for the gold medal. And he won 4 gold medals over there at really Hitler's Olympics, which was quite the thing and quite the message. He became friends with this amazing German athlete who was then enlisted or recruited into the German army and lost his life at the equivalent of D-Day in Italy, the German soldier. They kept in touch until that point out of love. These were good, these were great, these were amazing people who were called evil. And believe me, as a good Jewish boy, I'm an everything person, but a good Jewish, I would have been a card-carrying, yellow thing-wearing boy in Nazi Germany who did have family, not that I don't know who they were, but did have family members killed. I get it. I really get it. But there was a higher level solution that we didn't know at the time. That's okay. This is where we are now in the evolution of humanity. I can't do anything about a second ago. I can't do anything about 10 seconds ago. I certainly can't do anything 80 years ago, 77 years ago. But what I can do is shift how we address things now. And we can do things a completely different way now, here, now, not yesterday. That's where the danger to me lies of learning from the history of the past is if we really interest ourselves in the history of the past, then we're destined to repeat it. If we say, how can I instead come to and from and through a place of love, there won't need to ever, 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 ever be another D-Day. Is there the tyranny? Yes. Is there the chance of another Hitler taking over? Yeah, actually. Is any of this really possible? Yeah, 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 yeah. And is a higher level solution possible? Oh my God. Yes, maybe now more than ever, graphic design. That's where we're at now. And that's what's so special, incredible, sacred during this time. And this is a truly sacred time. And don't let anybody ever, ever, ever tell you otherwise. Last note. I went swimming earlier this week, and beautiful swim with a new Ukrainian friend. How does it get any better than this? And who is a refugee here. And you'll find, for everyone, I don't have a political bone in my body. I don't have he's a Russian, he's a Ukrainian, she's a this, she's a that. These are the good guys, these are the bad guys. I love everyone. I really love everyone. I cannot express this enough. We went swimming, and for the first time swimming here, and I'd known it since I first got here, the backside of the island is called the intracoastal. It's part of the Atlantic that has kind of a pinch on both ends to get to the backside of the island. And there are supposed to be sand sharks on that side, big sharks on the other side, sand sharks on this side. And as I'm swimming with my new friend, somebody actually caught, first time I saw it, caught a shark on his fishing line. And I was praying and sending so much love to the shark that the line would break and he would be okay. And the line did break and he did swim away. And I hope that the hook is not stuck in his mouth for life. And I hope that he will heal and go about his beautiful, loving shark existence. What's interesting about this is we can go to two places with this swim. It's fascinating that the shark was shown to us. We can go to a place of, oh my God, there's sharks. This is terrible. This is awful. I'll never swim here. Freak, freak, freak. And that's okay. Or we can go to a place that I was taught by a shaman who I swam with on Maui many years ago. On Maui, they had the big sharks, all of the big sharks. You had the great whites, you had tiger sharks, you had who name it sharks. But you could actually put yourself in this bubble of love and light and have the most beautiful, euphoric, incredible experience. Incredible experience. All by bringing it back to love. And so I saw the shark and I wished it well. And I got to see it swim off in a sense. I mean, I didn't like see it go underneath me, but I was sending so much love and I was hoping that it made it. That's the higher level game we get to play. That's who and what you and I truly are. We are mystics. We are, it's a scary word to say, we are gods. We are the divine. We are energy. We are the love. When we fully grasp and grok this, we become untouchable. Does it mean that you'll stay on earth forever? No, that's not what untouchable means. It means nobody can rock your energy unless you choose to give it away. And if you do, you can always scoop it and bring it right back. Yes, I saw Heen's quote here, which is from Rumi, and I just had to read it as we wrap this up. And and then I'm going to take a sip of water and we're going to go into a meditation from Heen, which is actually from Rumi. Beyond notions of wrongdoing and right doings, there is a field, and I'll interject and call that the field of love. I'll meet you there. Yeah, that makes me want to cry. I'll repeat it one more time. Beyond notions of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. That's what this is all about. And that field can and is here right now. How does it get any better than this? Just bring love. All right, let me take a sip of water. And we've gone for such an incredible, beautiful, long time. But I'm going to keep this meditation really, 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 really short, or so I say, and we'll see what comes out. But I need to get Bhavik to sleep. He's running all things. He's my producer. He's running all things here from the UK. And I know that I've got people from the UK, and I've got people from Europe, and I've got people all the way from Australia and Asia here listening right now. But I need to get Bhavik to sleep, and I may need to get you guys to sleep as well. And to my whole dream team, thank you for hanging in there with me. Tobias, you haven't missed the live. We are still here. We are just going into a meditation. All right. Can you feel the love? Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? There's so much love here right now. There's so much. There's so much. My heart is like, there is so much love here right now. Oh my God. How does it get any better than this? So I'm going into a meditation, but I feel energy. You do too. I know you do. You wouldn't be attracted to my energy if you didn't feel energy, but you can feel it. It's palpable. It's almost like a buzzing in the fingertips. So I'm going to drop down now so we can do a meditation, but I don't want you to let go of that energy. I want you to take that energy, to scoop it up and just put it straight into your heart. And tomorrow when people look at you funny and they wondered what you did, what you saw, what you watched, anything, what you're on, know that you are on pure love. And this is the field. Woo-hoo. All right. I'd like you to take a deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly, up and out through the nose, in and down, up and out, in and down, up and out. As you continue to breathe in and out slowly, we're going to all come together in this beautiful field, all together as one. In fact, we can literally imagine ourselves in the most amazing field. Maybe it's of wheat at the end of the year or barley at the end of the season, and you see it at sunset, this glowing field, this field truly of pure love. And we all to come together in this field, all hand in hand. So you hold hands with someone to the right, you hold hand with someone to the left. The field is glowing all about, all around you, all about you. And we sway to the right together in love, and to the left together in love, and to the right and to the left, to the right and to the left. Now, as we keep swaying back and forth as if we're literally waves of grain, what do we see before us at the center of this glowing, glowing field? We see someone we get to forgive, someone we've harmed or someone that's harmed us, someone that we have no really good feelings to at this moment. In fact, you feel a sinking of your heart as you see them there. But then what I'd like you to do is to remember the love. Go back to the circle. Go back to the feeling you had. Go back to the field. Go back to feelings of maybe a baby or a child or a wedding or this amazing experience that you've had in your life, or just the feeling, the buzziness that you had right before we started this meditation. Can you feel it welling up inside of you? Can you feel it bursting through from your heart? And now I want you to focus all of that energy on that one particular person, and I want you to beam them love. Beam them love and more love and more love and more love and more love with everything you've got. Woo-hoo. How does it get any better than this? And now we come back to the love circle. We come back to swaying to the right and swaying to the left, and being those waves of grain and seeing that golden light that now encompasses us. At first it was the waves of grain, and now it is us. We are glowing with light. We are glowing with love, and not a moment too soon, because what do we see before us? But we see soldiers. We see weapons. We see people who are designed and trained to do harm, to hurt others. We can say they're designed to protect, but we see their weapons, we see their weaponry, we know that what they're capable of. And what do? Yes, for a moment, your heart may sink. For a moment, you may lose your breath. But remember, we are in this beautiful, loving circle. We lean to the right. We lean to the left. We see ourselves glowing like these waves of grain. We feel the love. We see the golden light. We can feel it inside of us. We feel on top of the world. And then we focus all of it in the center of our beingness. We drop our shields and we focus all the love and light in the world we can at those very soldiers. Ooh, how does it get any better than this? And now we come right back to this love circle. We lean to the right. We lean to the left. We feel the glow. We see the glow. We are the glow. This glowing golden light of love and light and joy and heaven here on earth that is just filling us up completely and totally. And we see there in the field before us a leader, a world leader, someone, a guy, a girl, a boy, a child. We see this leader, we see this politician, we see this person that we do not like, that we say, this is the reason for the world problems. This is the cause of everything. This is the person that I despise the most. But we don't just see them as the adult that they appear to be. We see them as that wounded little child. We see them as that child that's been hurt. We see them as that child that's had something taken away from them, that's had their safety, that's had their security, that's had their sense of self, that's had love taken away from them as an early little child. And we come back to the group and we come back to the circle and we lean to the right and we lean to the left and we see ourselves glowing and we see ourselves filling up with love and light. We have so much incredible love and light that our heart feels like it is bursting with it. And we beam all of that love and light to the wounded inner child of that politician, of that soldier, of that dictator, of that tyrannus, of that whomever or whatever that is really truly us. And we feel them being healed. And we feel that soldier being healed. And we feel that person in our lives being healed. And we feel that everyone being healed from the love, from the light, from the goodness, from your heart, from your beingness, from you being you, and from you being a part of this love circle that truly is all of humanity here together now, in peace, in brother and sisterhood, and in a perfect, beautiful, amazing, incredible, crazy state of love. We draw in this love. We let it out. We draw in this light. Fills every soul of our being. We let it out. And we draw it all in one more time, and we ingrain and emblazon it into our hearts. This love and light that is you, that is me, that is our natural state of being. And as we leave here this evening or this morning, we will carry this with us now, wherever we will go, fully plugged in, fully connected to each and every one of us, and fully capable of sending more love and more light than we ever imagined we possibly could in our entire lifetime, let alone in each and every moment. And together, you and I will change the world here and now for our highest good and the highest good of all, or something even better. And that, of course, to me and for you, is a mighty, mighty woohoo. I send love. I send love. I send love. This is the greatest commodity in the world, and you guys are the greatest. So I'm going to wish you the most beautiful night ahead. I get to sleep here. I get a channel for our School of Mystics in the morning. Thank you, Bhavik. Thank you, Aya. Thank you, Anne. And thank you, you. And how does it get any better than this? I love you guys so much. Good night. I guess this is a big question, and a question that has to do with all of us coming onto this Earth School. Are we truly free?
We don't come from Earth. We come here to go to school. We get to experience the opposite in vibration of love, which is fear, and fear manifests war and violence. This is a purging, and the choices are ultimately about surrendering to the highest will of soul, we can all change this global story of what's playing out.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations. Shine, hold the glitter around you. Live your greatest truth. Catch those dreams, swimming beside you. Yours for the taking, no more just waiting. Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations. Shine, hold the sunlight on your chest and smile. Look to the sky, let your spirit shine brightly, shine brightly. Oh, shine. Share the magic deep in your soul. The glitter around you. Live your greatest truth. Catch those dreams, swimming beside you. Yours for the taking, no more just waiting. Shine, hold the sunlight on your chest and smile. Look to the sky, let your spirit shine brightly, shine brightly.